purpose of this video is to show the speed of the user interface. Quite often I hear things like the software or user interface is laggy. I simply don't see it. When I get in the ocean, it automatically connects Bluetooth. It will start playing. You don't have to do anything as long as you were using it the last time. It just connects and plays. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to walk through most of the options on the user interface, and you can see for yourself the speed at which it operates. Now I'm going to go ahead and get one thing out of the way. The only thing that I ever see that I even consider remotely laggy is when you go to Hollywood mode. It takes a few seconds for that to rotate back around, and other than that, really, I don't see any speed issues at all. You press the button and it works. So I'm just going to walk through this, and so you can see. Now, normally I don't record in this particular landscape, but for this, I thought it would be better to use that. Now, some of these I'm actually going to skip for the video because I don't think, I really don't want to show any of my personal information. So, you know, like the phone contacts, things like that. I'm not going to go to that. I mean, it works, you know, you go there. Let's just start here with the music. And I typically use Bluetooth. Now, I live in an area where I do not have cell signal. I have to drive out, you know, 8-10 miles before I have cell signal anyway. So I just set it up to use Bluetooth. So, you know, when I get in the car, it's automatically connected. I don't have to do anything. It just plays. If we start up here at the top and just work our way down, this of course is always navigation. You know, this is the heated seat, so you know, if you press that, it comes on. You press it again, you go down to the second setting or the first setting or the lowest setting, however you would want to word that. So as long as I'm doing the climate here, let's just go down here to the climate, and if I wanted the heating steering wheel, you press that and you know, you have the heated steering wheel. If you want it on auto, you just press auto and you can go through this, and of course you can adjust the, she usually keeps the vents up there. So I'm actually going to skip navigation because it's actually going to show my home address, and I really don't want to do that. So you know, if I were to press that though, it would you know, it would just bring up the navigation. Now, one thing that doesn't work yet is there are no voice controls. I don't know when Fisker is going to implement that, but currently there are no voice controls. So let's just go here, and you know, you press the button and it works. Now, I don't have an iHeartRadio or a Spotify. The radio works fine. I do find that the radio signal seems to be a little weak though, compared to my other vehicles. Now, I live in a rural area, so I don't have a lot of radio stations to begin with. But since getting the Fisker Ocean, I actually decided to just download some songs, which I'd actually never done. And so now I have my own playlist. Now, I'm going to skip going to the phone here because that would bring up my contacts. Here, we can go, you know, to charging, and let's see, press odometer. You can see that, you know, I'm right at 3,000 miles, and I just did my 3,000 mile review. So here we are. You know, you press the button and it goes. You know, you can adjust, you know, what you want here for the charge rates. You know, you press it, it goes up and down. Go here to the climate. All I'm really showing is the speed. Now, this one, you know, there's a lot of different features here, so I'm actually going to press here. And if we go up here to general and just start working our way down, if we want to adjust the steering wheel, we just go there. Now, I'm not going to adjust the steering wheel because I have it where I want it, but it works fine. Go to driving. Now, on the regenerative braking, the car defaults to high. And if any of you have ever driven a stick shift, it's basically like going from, say, 5th gear to 3rd gear. That's about what it feels like. When you let off the accelerator, it feels like you've gone from 5th to 3rd. It's a pretty strong slowing down of the car, and that's intentional, of course, so you can pretty much drive with one pedal. Now, the Ocean doesn't have full how do I need to word this? Full one pedal driving. I finally found the right words. It doesn't have full one pedal driving yet. If you want the very best range, I would suggest putting it on low. That's actually going to get you the best range overall. But as far as a default for normal driving, the Fisker just defaults to here. You can see I've never used any of my boost. I will never use that. It's just blazing fast in hyper mode. I see no reason for that. Audio. Now I can't really play the music here, you know, copyright infringements, but you can mess around with this, and you can turn that on, which does give a very deep immersive sound. And this is something I've actually never seen done in a car that's a one button push. You can just limit the sound to the driver, works excellent. You can limit it to the passenger, works great. You can limit it just to the front, and sometimes my kids want me to do that. Or you can just limit it to the rear. You know, maybe the kids are listening to something, and you know, my wife and I are trying to have a conversation. We're just really not interested. I do normally leave it there, and I do normally leave this on. Now you can go down here and mess around with the other settings, but this is just about the speed, so I'm really not trying to do anything here. You know, you can connect your phones here, you can have an open hotspot, things like that. Go here to display, and you know, you can change around the displays. Go to lighting. I've got that set on the way that I like it. Go to safety. Now safety is one that we can spend quite a bit of time here on if we choose to do so. You have front collision mitigation, and I leave that on the recommended setting. You have lane departure. Now I use a custom setting here because really I live in a rural area, and it just gives too many alerts. That's typical with every car I've ever had. I turn that off. Now on the highway though, it works fantastically well, and I do like to have it on the highway. But on these rural roads where they're very curvy, I leave that off. Blind spot detection. I'm not going to move the camera because I do have it set up on the tripod here, but the blind spot detection actually shows on this screen. It actually shows on the driver's screen, and it actually shows on the side mirror. So you're getting that blind spot detection no matter where your eyes are, and that's a feature that I really like a lot. Driver attention warning. That's the little box. Again, I'm not going to move the tripod, but that's the little box in the A-pillar of the car. Door opening warning. This is very useful if you are getting out of the vehicle, particularly in an odd spot where there might be traffic flowing, you know, on the side of the car, and it will give you alerts saying, hey, there's a car coming, and it will put big arrows up through here to give you that alert. So that's a great feature. And the traffic light assist, I keep this on a custom setting because I really don't like it showing or giving an alert for the red light, but I do like it giving an alert for the green light. So as soon as the light turns green, it'll give you, you know, just a little beep and say, hey, you know, the light's green. That way, you know, if you're not paying attention, or maybe you were checking something on your phone while you're stopped at the light or something, you know, you're not holding up traffic. So that's a great feature. The driving assistance here is the FI Pilot, and you know, it's hard to say exactly what's active and inactive on the FI Pilot because you know, we still don't have adaptive cruise. That should be coming shortly with another OTA update. You can adjust this. Now it's winter time here in Kentucky, so I've actually turned off the auto fold. I'm actually going to skip profile, but I am going to show the software version here. Now I don't know how well you can read that, but I'm still working on 1.1.27, and that's what the car came with. There's actually been 2 full updates since then, and I haven't had any of those yet. Now that's kind of a complicated situation. I don't have cell signal at home. I was scheduled for the update in a weird roundabout way, but I've never gotten the update because I don't have cell signal at home, and I do need a few basic things done for the car, so they're going to send a tech out for me. And then if you get down here to vehicle and service, one thing you can see that it's not showing my number, and sometimes that pops up and sometimes it doesn't. We could listen to Hendrick. We could go to the owner's manual. So the owner's manual is built right in. You know, you could go up here, you could type in something, or we could choose any of these. And all I'm doing is I just want you to see that there's really no speed issues. I don't find this laggy at all. You press the button and it goes there. And for example, you know, if you go up here to the cameras, that's the front camera. That's the split version. And that's actually my favorite feature of the car. I do wish it showed the rear wheels, but it doesn't. It just shows the front wheels. I find that super helpful for going around restaurants and worrying about the curb, things like that. My rear backup camera is a mess. It needs wiped off, so it's pretty dirty right now. And these are your side views. And then I'm going to try to be careful here and not hit the phone. But that's your 360, and I find this feature just to be super useful because you can get a 360 around the car, and I have found seems like 1,001 uses for that in certain situations. Now, the purpose of this video though was to just walk people through the user interface and show what's available, and to give people that are hearing that the user interface is slow or it's laggy. I simply don't see it. You press the button, it works. Now, if you want to see slow, you should have seen my Honda Ridgeline. Yeah, that thing was pathetic. But this is, I would actually call it speedy, zippy. You press the button and it works. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you found this beneficial. Thanks for watching.